so we stayed indoors. Let's take it where no one has been before. It feel like I've known you some years before, but I don't know.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Denver Broncos and the Detroit Lions. Game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This is going to be returned from middle. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Well, how's that for an early storyline? Some people are asking the ushers where their seat is, and boom, we've got a score on the board, a fumble return on the opening kickoff.
And this is where all the tailgating groups are looking at each other saying, maybe we need to get to the stadium just a little bit earlier next time.
But, man, those bratwursts, they're good, Charles. They're good. Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Brandon McManus, the kickoff for Denver.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
Scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, are usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They're going to try and throw. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
I remember pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And down to the 36-yard line here. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Off play action. Jones. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Solid opening drive drive so far, Charles, they've moved this football in the field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Walker now on 1st and 10. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Jones. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. We documented it last week. They played so well defensively. 4 interceptions. Tried to get their hands on another one there.
And when you've had 4 the previous week, you are just itching for more the very next week. And there was a great opportunity. It went by the wayside. But let's not underscore what's going on with this defensive unit. They are around the ball every time it's being put in the air.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
A loss of 10 yards. Brings up 4th down.
Here's Jones throwing on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos. Right at the 30. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Well, this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
First carry now. This is Williams. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
Brought down back at the 45-yard line.
That's complete. It's Okuegbunam. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
First down, Denver.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Fitu Melifonwu up to make the tackle there.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Broncos 7, Lions 0.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. Calling an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on third and just a yard.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
He'll get this one to Patrick. Touchdown, Broncos! Tim Patrick, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos go up by 2 touchdowns. McManus's point after is good, and it's now 14-0.
Broncos 14, Lions 0.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a short kick taken at about the 16.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get him into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. There's Wilson to throw. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Now they'll run off tackle with Gordon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 18. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Williams running left. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. There's Wilson. Throw to the right here to Gordon. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
They'll try the option on 3rd down. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Fields this way up at the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. If last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Dime look defensively for the Lions on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Brandon McManus for the Broncos field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
Charles, they are putting on a show right now. I mean, with that fumble return for the touchdown, you think about the size of this advantage. Heck, it's a 4-score game right now, and we're still in the first half.
And that has to be the highlight, Brandon, with how frequently we see fumbles return to the house. But if you aren't inclined to pick this as the game signature play so far, you do have no shortage of alternatives to select from. This has been nothing short of a clinic, and as noted, we still have a half a ball to play.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Just what you want on a first down run, calling 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They run it again with Williams. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
A gain of 12. First down, Denver.
Hey, Spiro.
They try the left side here with Williams. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Javonte Williams, his first rushing touchdown on the year.
And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
A short kick taken at the 18. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator?
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams.
And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
They begin the drive with Williams. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And he's going to be out of bounds downs inside the 25-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter, wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Gordon. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. This from 36 yards out. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Now Gordon on first down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
They go play action with Wilson.
He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. But they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now this is Williams on the pitch. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed and being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's right. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. This is a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Fourth down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD, second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Lions take over first down 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter, but do that? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
It's a gain of 20. And the Lions first down.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to let it fly.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10.
An 8-yard gain. It's fourth down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.
So for Denver, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll fall to 1-1. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence on the Cypress block, young buck, holding it like we knew it all. Not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, I look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that